Former Georgian minister has accused President Saakashvili of being addicted to drugs. Georgian State also says the country's interior minister controls drug trafficking throughout Georgia. Now, it's not the first time the Georgian government has been accused of involvement in the narcotics trade. Now, for more on this, I'm joined now in our studio by our Georgian correspondent, Irina Gorushko. Irina, it's lovely to have you out of our bureau in Tbilisi. Welcome back to Moscow.
Thank you.
Interesting story here, but does this minister provide any evidence to confirm his claims?
No, it's all just hearsay. He's basically saying that Saakashvili is a drug user. And Khandrava said that he's willing to do a blood test along with President Saakashvili to prove that Saakashvili is indeed a drug user. But really, these kinds of rumors are always flying around the Georgian capital. I mean, Georgia is right in the middle between... It's right there on the drug route between Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey. So these kind of rumors appear all the time. But of course, at the same time, it doesn't sound like such an out there story, because Georgian president has given rise to many of such rumors by his very often bizarre behavior. For example, there was the time in 2008 in Gori when all of a sudden he was meeting with journalists and out of nowhere he started running and nobody could understand what's happening. And people who were there actually told me that even his bodyguards were amazed at his behavior and could not understand why in the world was he running. You can actually see that moment right now on your screens. There he is talking to Bernard Kouchner, laughing, having a great time. And then in just a few seconds, you're going to see his facial expression change. He's going to look up, probably thinking that he saw something flying in the air, like a Russian jet fighter or something. And then he's going to start running for his life. And people who were there, the Georgian journalists told me that his bodyguards started cussing or swearing under their breath and then started covering him with their own bodies. And there was, of course, the famous moment when Saakashvili was eating his thigh during the BBC broadcast. Everybody saw that. I think there is not a single person in the world who has a TV set that has not seen that happening. Again, you can see that right there. So obviously, people will start wondering why in the world is the leader of a country doing that when he is not using drugs. I mean, something has to underlie this sort of behavior.
So suspicions were raised at least several times over the recent past that he has potentially some sort of drug habit. How do you think Georgians would respond to this? Are they just going to knock their heads back and laugh, or will they take it seriously?
I think they will probably not take it that seriously, but they're, of course, members of the opposition. They actually might go for this and demand a drug test. I don't know if they will. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because like I said, his behavior is quite bizarre. He's a very, very unstable person, and that is part of the reason why the relationships between Georgia and Russia are where they are right now, because even Russian President Dmitry Medvedev last year said that he refuses to do any business with Saakashvili because he was told by several Western correspondents that Saakashvili has given interviews before while being high on drugs. So again, this is a hearsay, but these kind of rumors about the Georgian president do fly around quite often. Well, with that BBC interview where he was chewing on his tie, if that's a sign of nerves, and here we are with this story, I think it's safe to say he's sitting at home chewing on his tie once again. Irina Gorushko, thank you very, very much for your time.